We're gonna bonsai this coconut palm that I got from Florida. We got a lot of new growth coming out right now, and it's been bonsaied. So these new leaves are making it be amazing. Been training this one for a couple months now. This cocoa came from Florida from my good friend Doris. So thank you, Doris. I hope you're feeling much better. But I want to get this out of the inner shell, or the outer shell, the husk here. I'm going to take the husk off, and I'm going to clean up the inner nut, and we're going to repot it so I can really get this thing bonsaied and clean up. But I wanted to kind of go live stream today to show you guys this. I haven't done this yet. This one's probably got a good soil mix in here, which I'll probably keep. And I think it's got a really good soil mixture. This has really been really growing, so I know it's got some good roots. Look at this. Got some really long roots in here. This is going to be a tough one to get out of the shell, get the husk off, but it's got a lot of good roots growing out of this sucker. Look at that. That's what you want for them to grow out. Probably should have kept this in there, but move this. Look at that root structure just from growing in that pot. Let's get this cleaned up a little bit. So yeah, Daniel 420 started with a dream of mine, my name being Daniel. Back in the day, 420, ha ha ha. Not really a reality for me anymore right now. So, but if I was a churchgoer and I happened to, know that my name was in the Bible, and, I looked up Daniel 420, and it happened to talk about a tree which grew to the heavens for the whole earth to see. And I always kind of thought that was a unique thing because that's my name. It was 420 related, and I love trees, especially palm trees. So, I've always had a hobby of palm trees, and kind of started off with Phoenix Rebellion and Queen palms and King palms and sagos for sure. But then I really started seeing cocoa palms, and I've been to the tropics, been to Key West and Florida and all that, and the coconut palm is such a beautiful tree when it grows. And I got to be real careful here. All the root structures are right here, so I got to make sure I don't wreck some of these roots. But I saw some videos of coconuts in the tropics, and these islanders, they were breaking them out of the shell, and I said, I want to do that. And what I did was found a wholesaler from Hawaii, and they started shipping me coconuts. And obviously coming from Hawaii, I know they're going to be really good, but they were getting really pricey. When I found my good friend Doris, who hopefully is watching, she hasn't been feeling well, so prayers out to you, Doris. Great lady that I met, who lives in South Florida, and she has been supplying me coconuts for a while now. So I want to thank her for that. But now it's kind of grown to a passion where this is something that I love, and I want to expand this, but the challenges are these growing properly in the wintertime, unless you take them indoors, obviously, and have a good greenhouse. But they won't grow outside in the Southern California winters because it's, we get a little cooler. Remarkably, though, we have been a lot wetter lately. We've had a lot of tropical winter storms, I should say. So wintertime, but it just gets too cold. Sometimes we can get into the 30s, and I'm not really sure that these guys even like the 30s or 40s. So it doesn't get into the 30s a lot, but my main concern is you got to bring them in the house. And the amount of these that I have, you got to have a pretty big house and a lot of room with light for these suckers to grow. So that's been the challenge that I've had. It looks like we're going to get through this one here pretty easily without damaging any of the roots. We'll get this one though. So yeah, I saw these being bonsai'd. I was like, man, that is a great idea. I love that, you know. And I'm always up for challenges and trying new things, and created the business, got the LLC going, seller's permit. Because man, if I could get this bonsai looking cute and really pretty, and clean up the inner shell, and you know, paint it, you know, Lakers, Dodgers, Kings, you know, something tropical that represents California in my brand, you know, all rights reserved by me, you know, and that's what I want to do. You know, this is it's a passion that I have, and it's not easy, and not everybody can do this. It takes a real steady hand. It took me a while to figure out how to break these suckers open, and you know, get the right tools and patience, and you know, all that to do this. But you know, it's been a fun process, and you know, my family probably thinks I'm a little crazy at times, but you know, right now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of scraping some of these fibers and this material off the outer shell, because I'll at some point I'll probably sand this down and paint this properly accordingly. Just kind of cleaning this up. It's kind of like shaving. It's giving a beard shave here, you know. See, the root structure on these guys is really defined around the nut, which is great. You know, this kind of root growth that I love. I want to see now. Some of these right here, that's actually good root. So I guess I might not trim that off. Probably let that just sit. I'm going to put this in a nice sandy soil mix with dirt. I've been finding this through this past winter that the typical bonsai soil with like the lava rock and whatnot just doesn't seem to really work right with these guys. At least here in Southern California has been my experience. So I'm going to go back to what I know worked well, and I'm going to go to the sandy soil mixture and clean this guy up here a little bit. The root system is really good on this guy. It's solid. So look at that. Probably cut this off and trim these, and then I'll keep training these leaves so they grow out bonsai and not like a 30-foot tall tree. So there you have it. First live stream on Daniel 420 like this. Normally I've gone live on concerts and sporting events. You know, I started this website for this reason. So, you know, I'm gonna come back at you here in a few. Put this in the water and let it soak for a little bit, and clean up my mess here from all these fibers that are on my table, and then come back at when I'm ready to pot and put names and dates on these guys. But you know, I appreciate your time and giving me a little watch here. Sorry about my crazy hair. It's a little bit, it's like 100 degrees right now, and it's a little breezy. So, and I have Crazy Belle over here eating. Bella! She just bit a bee, so I got to get the bee. Daniel 420. Thank you. Hey, don't eat a bee.